Mother flower. Alright, we cut and start again. Hello and welcome. Hey everybody, how's it going? So here we're going to be starting our day fixing this MacBook. And I think I already know why this A1502 MacBook is not working. It seems to have a GoPro sticker on it. You can... Now I have to restart the fucking... God damn it. Come on, I'm doing my second version. Alright, we'll do a third version because I don't want no audio to show up in the edited one. Yeah, let me just turn that shit off for a moment. Alright. Hey everybody, how's... Oh, damn. Unspecified error. Hey everybody, how's it going? So here we have an A1502 MacBook Pro. I think I have an idea why this thing is not turning on already. It seems to have a GoPro sticker on it. I did a review of the GoPro Hero 7. This device takes over 27 minutes to set up a single live stream on. You can see that if you search for GoPro on my channel. So that being said, let's open this thing up and see what's going on the bottom of the machine. We're going to open this thing up and see what's going on. I'm going to do this quickly so that I can get home soon. Okay. So when we plug it in, we get no green light, and it looks like no amperage taken. It's taking no amps. So let's take the board out of the case and try to get an idea of why it's taking no amperage now, shall we? Damn you, Copas. Your wheels are locked. Don't drive with your wheels locked, I know.
Lock on their own.
Self-leveling wheels. Oh. Okay, so the first thing we can see here is there's minor corrosion by the PP3V42_G3 hot circuit. And if you watch any of my videos on the one-wire circuit, which was required for the machine to speak to the charger so that the charger light turns green, you'll know that that's powered by PP3V42_G3 hot, which is the rail that has corrosion over here. Secondly, we have corrosion on the actual one-wire circuit itself. These are the two chips that are going to control dealing with the charger. This chip speaks to the charger, and this chip allows the SMC to speak to the charger. So the SMC, System Management Controller, right over here, is going to speak to the charger through this IC, but this IC has to power that one on, and also we have corrosion by the ISL6259, so we kind of have a triple whammy here. So let's go through this board and just see if I can show you on the screen what it is that's causing these problems. So we can open up the board view in the schematic for an 820-3476. And let's get to work. So, first things first, what do I mean by the charger speaking to the machine? Let's open up this charge port over here. That's the charge port. See right over here. If you look on the desk, see, charge port connects to that. So that's why I'm clicking this on the schematic and board view, J7000. Now J7000 is going to bring me here. We have 18 volts, we have ground, and we have adapter sense. Adapter sense is going to be responsible for sensing the adapter. This is not like a normal charger that just sends out 18 volts for the hell of it. It needs to be told to turn on. And if you take a look over here at U7000, U7000 is going to sit between the charger and sys1 wire. Sys1 wire is going to be a line that goes to the system management controller where the SMC is going to speak to the charger. Now, for this chip to turn on, it needs to get its VCC voltage. VCC at the top of a chip pin is going to mean power it needs to turn on. Same thing for just about anything, like my microscope here. See, this is my microscope camera, right? This is my video HDMI cable. This is my power. So this would be considered the VCC pin of my microscope, just to make things easy and oversimplified there. So when you see that on the chip, usually, especially when it's on the top of the chip, that means that's what's going to power it, get it to turn on. Now, it gets that power from this chip. And this chip gets its power from PP342. This is a logic gate. If you Google this number, you'll see it's a logic gate. And the way this works is when you have A and B, you get Y. I would zoom in more, but Paul Daniels' software doesn't allow you to, possibly because I have the old version back when it only cost $60 or $80, rather than the new version, which costs, I don't know, a Bitcoin or something like that. So SMC BCOK has to be present, and when that's present, it's going to take PP342_G3 hot and pass it on to this chip. Now, U7000, if you take a look on the board, is going to be over here. The very chip that is corroded. See? Corroded. Right there. Now, the next thing over here that we have a problem with is that PP342_G3 hot is going to be powering this chip, and PP342_G3 hot is created by this chip down here, U7090, and U7090 also has corrosion on it. So we have multiple things that could be going on here. We could be missing PP342_G3 hot, or it could be that our one-wire chip is bad. So let's use our multimeter by turning on the amazing Paul Daniels software. And by the way, if you want any of Paul Daniels' amazing software, you can find it on pldaniels.com. That's pldaniels.com. And we're going to see if PP342_G3 hot is present. So what do we get? Well, the first thing that I notice, there we go. Here we go. PP342_G3 hot is indeed present. However, we don't get a green light. And I imagine a big part of that is because the one-wire chip circuit is in itself corroded and nasty. Also, so is this over here. This is going to be what creates SMC BCACOK right down here. So this chip is where SMC BCACOK is going to be coming from. If we look on the schematic in the board view, remember what I said here? This is going to be a logic gate that allows voltage to flow through to this chip that allows the charger to speak to the machine if SMC BCACOK is present. And SMC BCACOK can be pulled down by this chip that has a bunch of corrosion by it. So now what I do here, what I do when I have donor boards, and this is the reason I love donor boards, is I don't These rechargeable batteries really suck. Okay, so we're going to go back there. So, rewind due to the shitty mic batteries. So, what is... Now, I'm not going to spend time to figure out exactly which one of those interrelated chips is bad. Is it PP342_G3 hot? Is it PP342_G3 hot chip not being corroded that is the problem? Is it the one-wire circuit chips being corroded that's the problem? Is it the chip that is going to pull down SMC, BC, ACOK that's the problem? Honestly, I don't care. This is why I like donor boards, because I can get donor boards very cheaply, and then I can just say, you know what? It's going to replace all three at once. And the other thing I like about having donor boards is I don't have to go, what's the value of this resistor? What's the value of that capacitor? What's the value of this resistor? What's the value of that capacitor? And then flip through a book over and over again to try and figure out, go through one by one and replace each one. It's too much work. And if I can get a donor board that hasn't seen much, if not any use, and I can simply replace these pieces quickly, that means I can get more repairs done for customers, which means faster turnaround time, which means less pissed off clients, which is something that I think is important to understand, that there's a practical element as to why I do things the way that I do them. So let's get back to the board and put my fume extractor on and replace these things and hope that the AA rechargeable batteries don't die again. I'm probably going to wind up shooting my batteries with a BB gun before I move. Now remember, we actually have PP342_G3 hot. So this, I'm probably just going to replace the nasty capacitor, but I'm not going to replace that chip just because of one little flake over there. So I do this. To the person who asked if Apple is still shredding boards, I'm not sure if they are still shredding boards. I would suggest emailing Tim Cook and asking what his policy is on the matter. Okay. Now, if I had to guess which of those individual components was the one that was actually responsible for this death, I would say that it is going to be the small transistor that powers the small logic gate that powers U7000. So not the chip that deals with the speaking to the charger, but the chip that powers the chip that speaks to the charger. And the reason I say that is because of how disgusting its pads are. So this pad is entirely off the board. But still, I'm replacing the other things because they saw enough liquid damage and they're important enough that I don't trust it after seeing a lot of liquid. I also want to prevent this from coming back for warranty. As any good repair shop says, and not in the rude way, to their customers as they're leaving, I hope I never see you again. So this is bada bing. Make sure you're not soldering on top of corrosion, so just a little bit of pad scraping there, and there we go. And down here, same concept. So, too much solder on the center pad is my trademark. That's my signature move. It's my finisher. And looks like nothing is changing today. All right, we just. Okay, now we're going to use the hot air station, take some stuff off of my happy little donor board over here, and then this board's going to have a little happy green light on it. And above all, a happy customer that didn't have to buy a new board because of Apple. And that's that. At the end of the day, the thing that makes this job worth it. The thing that makes the job worth it. Whether it's dealing with contractors or realtors or attorneys or aggravating business nonsense, bankers. You know what makes it worth it? The smile that you see on someone's face when you hand them back something they thought they destroyed and that they wrote off entirely. When you're able to give somebody back something that they had written off and said, you know what? I guess I just can't have that anymore. I accept that it's gone. And nope, it's not gone. Right over here. Here's all your data. Here's all your stuff. And you have to pay less than you thought. It's a happy feeling. And it makes it worth it. And if you think about that level of positivity, then that ship that tried to run away from the board will be found before it falls into the air filter. Or did I speak too soon? No, I spoke too soon. That's fine. That's why you have secondary donor boards. That ship is really fast. That ship ran off the board faster than Oreo jumped on the counter after he got his new supplements. By the way, everybody, you know who's right next to me right now? The man that refused to pet the kitty. Remember that video where there's this guy just sitting and smirking as his little kitty is begging and screaming as loud as he can, please pay attention to me. Please pay attention to me. And this evil man ignores him? Here's the evil man. And one of you commented in that video, I hope he gets hit by a truck. And that was indeed too soon. Too soon. Did you see about the march against anti-Semitism today across the Brooklyn Bridge? I did not. I avoid the Brooklyn Bridge on a regular basis because it has a bunch of tourists that don't understand the concept of a bike lane. Just look at some videos from New York City about people riding the bike over the Brooklyn Bridge. It will raise your blood pressure. And what I do to keep my blood pressure from being raised is I don't take the Brooklyn Bridge unless every other bridge is closed. Lord Dry Rot is here. How's it going, Mr. Dry Rot? Okay. You see all that solder I put on the center pad that doesn't belong there? That's my signature. Every artist needs their signature, and that's mine. Excessive solder on the center pad. Some people never change. Add some flux and touch it all up, make it look nice and pretty. Nice and pretty. I'm not usually a Hot Tweezers fan, but this'll do. A little bent. I suppose I could. Beautiful. My LED protector for the microscope just fell off. That's what protects my LEDs from getting burned. Check it out. Wait a second. Damn it. You go up here. Technically, it's the same. Maybe the same place. Yeah, there we go. That looks more like it. Alright. Don't know what you're talking about, Terry. Why are you trying to run away? Okay, now we've replaced the ISL 6259, which can pull SMCB CACOK down. We have replaced the nasty capacitors by the PP342_G3 hot circuit. And we have also replaced, most importantly, the one-wire circuit component that was corroded. If you look on the schematic and the board view, you'll see that the nastiest section was the PP342_G3 hot pin of U7001, so most likely this chip could not pass 3.42 volts onto here because the PP342_G3 hot pin was corroded, therefore it wasn't making its way to here. So we've replaced that, and I'm fairly confident this is going to turn on and work now, but also confident that it's going to last into the future since we replaced all the ancillary components that were also somewhat damaged. So let's see what happens. Let's see if this actually turns on and takes some amperage. We should be seeing 400 to 500 milliamps of usage over here and see a happy little fan spin. Do you think we'll get a happy little fan spin? Oh, well then. We got a happy little... Okay, we got a little bit of happy magic smoke there, but that's fine. That's just a little detour. Little detour on the way. Let me just do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and we'll just pretend that that didn't happen. And a little bit of this, a little bit of that, bada bing, bada boom, and that magic smoke is going to go right back in the wire where it belongs. So this... Yeah, that's no big deal. All right, we try it again. 1, 2, 3, bada bing, bada boom, and fan spin! You heard that though, right? So that's about it for today. I hope that explanation was helpful. I hope you kind of have an idea as to what my approach is, why it is I do things the way I do, why I prefer to use donor boards than replace a bunch of individual components one by one by one, why I prefer to do failure analysis after the fact rather than in the middle of the job, because then you don't get the job done. If I just so happen to figure out or I get a guess as to exactly what caused the failure, that's fine, but that's not the customer's priority. The customer will want to know exactly what it is, but if I tell them 3 chips versus 1 chip and 1 trace, that doesn't matter. What matters to the customer is that we get this back to them as quickly as possible and for less than the Apple Store, which I believe we did here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next video. Cut. Cut. Kitten. Mitten. You're still here.
Stormworks? Chilled?
I don't know. Did Tagano ever send an L microscope? No, we were looking to see if I can pull the influencer card with Mantis. I mean, vision engineering and a Mantis. That did not work. That did not work at all.
Did they say who are you?
No, that would have been funny. That would have been a good diss.
Influencer?
Indeed, I did, Christopher.
You're supposed to throw a tantrum. That's how you get stuff.
Throwing a tantrum? Yeah, point taken. And no one knows who I'm referring to. I won't say it. Eric will get mad at me. But apparently throwing a tantrum can get you lots of free things. I learned firsthand. Excuse me, motherfucker, what did you say to me? Oh, man. Getting close. Getting close to the point of no return. What influencer was I in the room with when they realized they would have to actually show up to an event to get a free $1,000 processor? Who then told the PR person, "Excuse me, motherfucker, what did you say to me?" A. Kopaz. B. Hi. C. An L. D. Paul. E. None of the above. You know. Yeah, see, Erica, nobody's going to guess. Nobody's going to know. Nobody will know. How is the new place doing? My contractor is slow as shit, and Paul comes back on Wednesday, and at that point, if he doesn't see Styria stuff coming along, we are going to be bitching them out entirely. Way too slow. I don't know about those microscopes because I haven't heard of them until you just mentioned them a second ago. No, John, we were just... It's something that I can't explain because I'll make Eric angry. Eric is teaching me how to be a civilized person. There is no update. The update is they're supposed to rip out the part of the floor that they put in poorly and redo it so it doesn't creak, but they paint it now. Like they weren't there yesterday or today. And now it's like, you know, it's 1/6 the way into January. You fuckers need to get moving. Very much so. When are you opening the new store? When it's done, and not a second fucking sooner. When it's done, I will open it. The moment it's done, I will open it. But before it's done, I can't open it. When is it done? I don't know. That depends on whether I murder my contractor, because that would send me to jail and also seriously push back the date of it being done by 25 to life. And we're looking to avoid that. Okay. Slot L14. Can you open the new store after it's done? Oh, absolutely. Once it's done, that's the easy part.
How do you plan to install this stuff on the current store?
I don't know. Haven't thought about that. What's going on with the contractor? What's going on is that they're moving slowly.
False promises.
I was curious if you had a date picked. No, I'm not stupid enough to pick a date. I fully understand how New York City contractors work, and there's no way in hell I'm basing an opening date based on the bullshit that they're going to tell me. Oh no, Lewis incriminated himself. No, I didn't say that I killed them. I'm saying I would like to avoid killing them, which is considerably better than killing them. Because if I said I want to avoid not... If I said I wanted to avoid not killing them, that would be bad. I said I would like to avoid killing them. Who is he talking to? You don't seem to understand how streaming works, do you now? At least based off the video about not fitting in.
Can I play a drone at them? That fellow drone?
Let's see. Why does Oreo the cat not at the store anymore? He finished his mission. The mice are dead. Or gone. One of the above. Alright. Okay.
Can I use it?
Why not? Go for it. Make some nice noise in the people's microphones.
ASMR?
No noises, Copass. You're a grown-up.
Incoming ASMR.
Okay, meh. Have they fixed the floor yet so it does not squeak? No. We got them to commit to doing it, but we didn't get them to actually do it. And that's they need to actually get some serious work done this week. They need to get some serious work done this week.
Did I use
L14.
seeing much more than one of my own?
I have some thoughts on imposter syndrome. What's the best way to share with you? You can type it in the chat window and then hit enter. I don't read comments as much anymore. I've had no luck with anyone wanting to work in the contracting sector. Yep. Yeah, Oreo does enjoy his bed. Oreo's a good kitty. Oreo's a happy little kitty. If I send in a MacBook, can I request it be streamed? Nope. Sorry. There's too many repairs, and there's 13 people working here, and only one of them goes on camera. Actually, 2 of them if they're teasing a cat by not petting it. Fucking prick. He's texting Oreo right now to tell him he's sorry. I hope he's texting Oreo to tell him that he's sorry.
I'm not petting Oreo.
Pet Oreo.
Uh-oh.
Pet Oreo. Okay, what's in here? I can't read that because I walked away. I'm sorry. I can hear it, but I can't read it because I just walked to get another machine. So... And that looks like he drives this '88 Camaro. Very 80s.
80s.
Very 80s looking. Why you do this in El Senpai, says Oreo for $2. I don't know why he abuses my cat so much. Would you give a job to a person who just walked in the door and asked for one? I just did that last week and I'm regretting it already. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kofax. I worked here about last year, I think.
Yeah. And then he walked for a job. We walked in, asked for a job. Fired him. And he walked in and asked for a job again.
Please, bro. Yeah, I used to go to drone repair place. I don't want to talk about that.
I'm surprised you let your employees have their phones at work. And Nell's not an employee.
It's after hours as well. I'm also looking at first desk.
And Nell's not an employee.
And I'm answering questions. I don't exist.
We'll see. What happened to Paul? Paul's gone. Paul's not an employee.
You have to let go, Lewis.
Anel's not an employee. They're all paid actors by someone else. All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So here we're going to be getting started on an A1466 MacBook that seems to have a logic board issue. Let's open this thing up and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Get this machine on the desk, the tiny desk, the overcrowded desk, in the claustrophobic store.
Why don't you like those covers, Lewis?
What covers?
The MacBook covers.
Because they get disgusting and you see little brown marks everywhere, but this one isn't actually that dirty.
I can see it from here.
It's not as dirty as the others. I'll give it that. Anyone help me with a repair? Maybe.
Alive, please, bro.
We wouldn't fire Paul. He's the best paid actor we've ever had.
Am I free? I'm free, right?
Did you... Logic board issue. Logic board issue. Okay. Let's get something straight. If there are two ways that you could potentially route a cable, right? And one of those ways, let's just is over a fan, and the other way is around the fan. You don't put the cable over the fan. Look, it's dead. It's dead. Watch this. Yeah, I'm going to put it back. Now watch this. You take the cable, and you do this.
$10 fan spin. $20. Give me 20.
500 milliamps for a quick moment, and then it goes to 20 milliamps. Okay, so at least you get a green light. But we're closer. We're closer. It's flickering to 500 milliamps, which is not something that makes me happy. But that's most likely going to be because of some sort of stupidity related to this. And let's see if we can...
I can look at it. But I'm stupid. You can't fix stupid with stupid. Yeah, but I would know if I did something stupid, and I could relate to it. You send 30 volts to a 3-volt power line. Or long screw damage.
No, I send 30 volts to a 3-volt power line.
Big brain. I mean, at that point, when your CPU wants dead, so... Pop.
The CPU needed 30 volts in order to
Overclock back.
set an example for the other ones to not short to ground.
Can you defibrillate a CPU?
We don't reward good behavior. You're not supposed to reward negative behavior. So if a CPU shorts to ground on PM Sleep S5L, it's getting 32 volts into PM Sleep S5L. And then I'm going to show all the other CPUs in the store what happens. The CPUs that decide to short to ground. Oh man, you jangled this heatsink so badly. At least you didn't rip the Wi-Fi cable. They put the screw through the Wi-Fi cable. Lewis, please give this to Erica for her anime fund. Oh, she does not need more money for her anime fund. Please, trust me on that. I get these people are asking me on my YouTube comments in the other channel, like, Lewis, what is a Hatsune Misu or something doing behind you? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I go, God damn it. Tereba shit. And then, like, behind me at the store, people will go, Lewis, is that Crane Game, Tereda, whatever the hell behind you? And it's like, God damn it. No, it's not mine. It's a goddamn girlfriend.
This thing?
Orders all this shit to the store
That's for Olga's
and trolls me.
daughter.
I don't play shitty Crane games. And I don't order slutty anime figurines.
I'm a real man. I play with guns.
I'm a real man. I play with fake little guns that shoot little BBs at people
Breaks LCDs.
and break LCDs.
Nobody bring a crossbow here? That's overdoing it.
You should not be allowed to use a crossbow.
I can put a Dark
The Second Amendment needs an exception for you, Kopass.
It's a crossbow. It's not a firearm. Technically.
Let's see. Where's any more stupid? Broken touch bar 1989 clean board. Possible to repair myself? Or is it correct Genius I have to repair the entire keyboard? Genius is full of shit. You can replace the touch bar yourself. It's just expensive and a pain in the ass. But now if you mean it's cracked, yeah. What they do at the Genius bar is they're going to replace the entire top case because they're too lazy to take it apart and do one thing at a time because that's too hard. I find it interesting when they talk about all the bad things that independent repair may do or the lack of competence that they don't understand how to take apart or work on their own computers. You can replace the touch bar without replacing the entire top case and keyboard and all of that jazz. It's possible. It's doable. It's just a pain in the ass, you know. But it's not like they didn't know that when they designed it that way. Okay. So let's see if it still does that now. Yep, still going to 500 milliamps and then to that's something because I've seen it spike. It's like 100 or 200 milliamps, but spiking to 500 milliamps and going to 0 is quite interesting. Who is this calling at this hour? Hello. Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
This is Amazon, right?
This is not Amazon. Nope. I wish I had Jeff Bezos' money though. What the fuck was that phone call about? I just missed a message on the screen now. Damn it. For the new store fund, to give me the skills to save my 12-year-old laptop with a couple grand and music software on it. No, I still haven't backed anything up. That's awesome. Is this Amazon? The fuck? No. Okay. This is going to suck. I think I should kind of say, you know what? I had my good batting average and get out of here. Let's see. So PP bus is 8.6. My RTC. Wait a second. There's green stuff on my clock. Oh, I get it now. Clock. Bam. See, you saw that green shit over there? Erica, Toreba Fund, and Plushie Transport. No Toreba Fund! No more Toreba crap getting sent to my store. No. No more Toreba crap. I do not want more Toreba crap. No. Not until we move, at least. Please. Please. At least wait until we move. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh. Look at that. Yeah, this is where the microscope comes in handy. Because I don't even think my eyes would see that. Happy New Year, Rossman Group. How did you find the cost KSC75 I sent over? Best of luck. I haven't tried them yet. I have a box of stuff here. The thing is, I have no space for mail. So all of that stuff all the stuff I've been getting has been just going into a box until I move. Because usually every day that I show up here, there's about a pile of mail on my desk. And I don't have any place to put it besides my desk. So I don't really have a place to sort things. So it's honestly, all the stuff I've been getting for the last few months has just been going into a box. I'm sorry. But I will give them a try out. Usually I use IEMs because New York City is way too noisy to use normal headphones. New York City has ambulances, screeching cars, trains at 103 decibels all the time. So I usually use IEM headphones that block out 20 dB of the surrounding noise, because if I didn't, I would just go deaf playing my headphones at 120 dB so I could hear anything over. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Given how Apple manipulates senators who are tech illiterate, how do you propose we get more technical literacy in government, or is that futile? Waste of time. What I would say makes sense is get the people to actually want things to be designed this way. Because, you know, every now and then I'll see that actual employees that work for these companies will get aggravated at their practices. And the whole point of right to repair is not just legislation. It's that the next generation, when they start their own companies, they don't put up with this kind of crap. They don't tolerate this kind of crap, and they don't create things that way because they grew up finding this stuff interesting. That's the point. Somebody who, you know, when they were 13 years old was watching my videos in 2014 that's now deciding, you know, okay, I'm just about to enter my major in college, who is probably not going to want to work for a company that does that. They're probably not going to want to create a company that has these practices where, you know, let me just change one bit of a register or something for a charge chip so that you can't use last year's charge chip with this one. Like, you know, it's just, they're not going to do that kind of stuff. That's the actual right to repair. Now, back to this, because I keep getting distracted. So this over here is green. Look at that. It's on the side of the chip, and you can barely see it unless you look at it from the side. But you see all that? That's corrosion. So now I know that this chip that's most likely responsible for RAM power is doing that. TPS 51916. I think that's either... No, that's not RAM. This one is RAM. This one over here, I believe, is our PP1V05SO, and that's our clock chip. It has some green residual stuff. And this is also one of the reasons why I do not clean the boards before I work on them. I still get crap for this, and I've been explaining it on this channel now for 6 years. Why don't you clean the board before working on it? You would never find that. And think about it. You see how quick that Twitch response is when it turns on? When it was taking 20 milliamps and then 500... How am I going to measure that? I'm going to measure every single power rail in the system. Like, by the time I plug in my charger and pick up my multimeter probes, it's gone. I can't measure that. But what I can do is I can see it. And being able to see it is very important. If this board got cleaned before it came to me, it's going in a garbage bin. I wouldn't, you know, this is the type of stuff that you're just not going to be able to find if you clean the board before you work on it. And I would not even trust a high-resolution picture to get that, because people say, "Why don't you take a high-resolution picture?" Hey, most of the time it's not going to, it's not as good as having it in front of you, but also you may be cleaning away or destroying the remnants of a solder ball underneath a chip that you could just reflow before you clean it, so that the solder ball is back in good condition before putting it into a cleaner. If it's a computer that we fix and you want to pay for it to be fixed, yes. If it's not a computer we fix and you don't want to pay for it to be fixed, then no. Now, moving back onto this over here. This is something that even if I look at it like this, I can't see that green stuff. If I were to take a high-resolution picture, I need to look at it like this. Like this, nothing. Like this, I see something. That's why I do this before I clean it. Don't clean the boards before you take a very good look at them and get your work done, before you you start cleaning them. So what we're going to do here is take a look at what that TPS 51916 is for, because I forget if that's RAM or PP1V05SO, although I'm pretty sure it's PP1V05SO. I'm going to open up a schematic for the 820-00165 in Tall Daniels' beautiful software Flex board view. And look at the board vertically. No, I can't do that. It fucks up my brain. Long time. Hope things are well. They are. I just have to make sure that I don't do something to my contractor that I will regret and cause them to walk off the job and have me start from scratch. But we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So here it's PP1V05SO. This is the chip for PP1V05SO. Most likely it's missing it. This is, I think this is supposed to shoot out a power good signal. It may not be doing that. Yeah, it has its own P good signal over here. And if it doesn't shoot out that P good signal, then it's not going to turn on for more than a quick second at a time, and it's going to cause that pulsing. So we're going to replace you. We're going to replace clock chip, because any other chip with that tiny corrosion, I'd say maybe there's a chance of reviving it, but not a clock chip. It's too precision and they're too delicate. And we're going to replace the U1950 as well, which is one of the logic gates for, I believe, PM PCH says power OK. I'm going to find a donor board that does not have a chip that looks like it exploded already on it in that area. My donor board collection is getting slimmer and slimmer by the day.
I have a fresh stack of pairs if you want them.
The only thing that, you know what else is getting slimmer and slimmer by the day? Me! Guess who lost 21 pounds in the last few months?
Is that the full stress diet?
That's the full stress diet. Yeah, because I was actually trying to lose weight for quite a bit of the year. I had the triple whammy of I was taking medication that makes it harder to lose weight. I had torn my quadricep. Yeah. And I did a lot to try to lose weight after, and nothing worked. And then I decided to deal with a bunch of realtors and attorneys and bankers and contractors. And architects. Don't forget architects, Adele says. And funny thing about that is that 2 months later, I lost 21 pounds. So one of the easiest things to do to lose weight, if you want to lose weight, just entrust a bunch of New York jackasses with your business, your money, and your livelihood. And your future. Guaranteed to work or your money back. No, but seriously, I did actually lose 21 pounds. I do attribute some of that to Erica helping me with food, because what I was doing before was I wouldn't eat. I would get really busy with work or whatever I was doing at home, and I wouldn't eat until I was ridiculously hungry, and then I would order way too much food, and I would gorge myself. And regardless of the fact that I was trying to, keep track of this, write things down, make sure that I had alarms set to eat, I would just ignore them if there was something to do. And she's kind of enforced me not doing that, and that's been incredibly, incredibly helpful. So thank you very much to my lovely girlfriend, Erica, for encouraging me to do better. Now, remember what I said in the last video. Do I really care whether it's the PP1V05SO regulator or the clock chip at U1950 that's causing this to not turn on? Do I care to know exactly which one it is? No. I care to get the job done. The concept is to change all the things that are screwing this up quickly. Now, if I had a board that was working and I wanted to adjust one aspect of it, I wouldn't change three things, because if it was dead and I made it worse, I'd need to know exactly what made it worse. But here, it's already dead, so I don't care. What I need to do is get it working again in a time-efficient manner. Because remember, the more time you spend on a board, the more you're burning your brain and you're burning your You want to work at the highest capacity you can as long as you can. And the way I do that is by not wasting time on things I don't need to waste time on. Remember, no customer is going to ask you, was it you 7600 or you 1900 that was causing it? They don't care. What they care about is that it works. By the way, sent you a pair of costs. Maybe offer one to Eric or Paul. 5 more years to support your customer right to repair. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to wind up probably giving those to Paul because he loses his headphones about 3 times a day. So there's a good chance that right now he's not listening to this stream because he lost his headphones. I'm confident he's going to lose his headphones again. He does that all the time. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And one of the things I'm hoping to have when I move into the new store is enough space to actually do a mailbag segment. Right now I can't really do a mailbag segment because if I keep stuff here that I get for too long, people get pissed. It gets, because it gets in their way and everything. But I like to actually have an actual closet where I can put all the stuff I get mailed, and I'll be able to go over it in videos and everything. Right now, like, nothing fits in this store. Because Erica or even Erica, she'll order stuff, and I'll just say, please don't. Please don't. I have no place to put it. And she thinks I'm kidding, but I really have no place to put anything. If it's not a laptop or a phone or a hard drive, I have no place for it. I'm actually getting close to the point where I have no space for the laptops, the phones, or the hard drive. Particularly the people who work on them. That's part of what really incentivized me to go ahead and lose that 21 pounds. Got to be able to fit in my own store. If I can walk to the bathroom without smacking Paul in the back of the chair, or if I can walk to the front without hitting Steve in the back of the chair or his back while he's working on a head swap, then I've won. All right, so I'm going to give this a moment to cool off, utilizing Rapid Cool technology. Check out Rapid Cool technology right here. This is how we cool our boards. Rossman Repair. I'm not going to turn a board on while it's still boiling hot. Put it in front of a fan for a few seconds first. Use a fume extractor. Now what we do is we have it on the desk. We turn on our power supply software. It's going to tell us how much amperage this thing is taking. Son of a bitch. Same thing. That's fucking lame. Really? You Okay. So it's something else. There's going to be some really mild corrosion on something else. Or the PP1V05 issue wound up sending a spike of 12 volts to the CPU, and now that's gone. Well, let's see. Do we have anything else here? Anything else at all? This looks like it's about to go into the Chris queue.
How's the JTAG?
Let's see, after I measure PP5E. It has a very pretty JTAG. Okay, it's going to be about time to call it quits on this piece of crap. This is what the Chris queue is for. We're retiring the term Paul queue. We found a new person to torture. Damn, that's all this took. That's all it took. Man. Maybe the NL queue. I wonder if PP1V05SO is pulsing. Okay. Face is healing. I didn't get claw caps. We got Blackberry a collar. That's supposed to put out some pheromones that calm her down. Okay, it spikes to 0.2 volts for a quick quarter of a second. It spikes to 0.6 volts for a quarter of a second, but then goes down. Okay, come on. Nah. Clock chip soldered on right? Could have a short on an SO rail, but that never happens. PP5 ESO, the rail that's shorted once in every 2 years, not shorted. PP1V05 SO, the rail that never shorts, is 98 ohms for a low voltage rail that's not shorted. PP5ES4RS3. Of course, you're not shorted. That would make life easy. Yep. Corrosion on PP1V05 SO chip caused probably 12 volts to CPU. RIP board. Or it could just be a rip to the Ulsys, you know. If it was a rip to the Ulsys power good circuit, then something else would not be turning on. Let's see. Let's see if Ulsys power good pulses here, shall we? Before we call it a day. Oh, now the board doesn't even want to pulse anymore. Well, that's just trolling. Oh, come on. Nope. Oh, I wasn't touching Ulsa's power. Good. Damn it. I had to take my hand off the board in order to turn the power supply on and off. Nope, nothing there. Yeah, I can put my pinky on the output button so I can change it without having to move. Okay, Ulsa's power good does spike. Now let's see if CPU vCore is spiking. CPU vCore should spike on when I turn it on. Okay, get my mouse over the output button of the... So yeah, CPU vCore spikes for a second. Okay, done. Maybe a corrupt BIOS? The CPU knows to request vCore, which means there's a slightly less likelihood of it being dead than if it didn't spike vCore. We did have corrosion by the clock chip, which meant likely corrosion in the BIOS area, and BIOS could cause that, but yeah. Yeah, this could be literally anything at this point. Too much of a troll. Yeah, don't worry about that little blue thing here. This is some useless sensor chip, and that's not corrosion anyway. This was sent here as a troll. Now I'm going to send it to Chris's queue for trolling. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm going to be out of here. Thank you for watching. As always, I hope you learned something. I'm shipping you a MacBook your way tomorrow. Which carrier can I trust most to get it there on time and in one piece? Ha! FedEx or Post Office. UPS constantly tries to deliver when we're closed. I'm not kidding. One of my missed deliveries this week was at 11:58 a.m. The store sign says we open at 12. Just don't use UPS. Fuck UPS. But FedEx or Post Office I would use. All right. I'm out of here. Thank you. See you in the next one.